Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of CampusCare EdTalks. EdTalks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the day is why self paced learning is essential, and to express her viewpoints on the same, we have with us Dr. Neeta Kohli, ma'am, Principal of Delhi City School, Rohini. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing, ma'am?
I am good. Thank you.
It's so good to have you here on board with us, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, let's start off with the session, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, we are here talking about self-paced learning, where um, you can learn in your own time and own schedule. You don't need to complete the same assignments or learn at the same time as the educator or some teacher is teaching you. So, do you think this self-paced learning is more effective than the classroom learning, ma'am?
Yes, of course. Self-paced learning is more effective than classroom learning. It significantly improves the memory performance as compared to a controlled condition in which the same overall study time is used, but the time is not differentially allocated across items. Students can begin immediately without losing time at their own pace. They can also collaborate with others, and this creates a lot of confidence in them. In fact, the students can set their own goals according to their own pace and capacity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, do you think, ma'am, the students, when they're learning from self paced model, develop a sense of ownership also while they're learning?
Yeah, there's no denying the fact when the students learn according to their own pace, according to their own capacity, they develop a sense of ownership to their learning. The act of children taking up complete ownership of their learning can result in a sweep of knowledge for themselves. They become their own masters. They define what to do, how and when to do, and how long to study or whether to restudy. By self learning, the students build immense sense of self confidence that helps them to deal with possibilities of any hazard or any problem in their life. They delve into deeper research to expand their knowledge. Self paced learning helps the students to prepare for their future goals with resilience and with complete immunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very beautifully explained. So, do you think, ma'am, the classroom learning, the traditional way of learning, do you think it restricts the way of, how a student should or can learn in some ways?
Yeah, of course. In a conventional classroom pattern or in a conventional classroom atmosphere, everything is dictated. Especially, it is dominated by the physical presence of the teacher. So, the classroom learning does affect and restricts the student's way of learning. Often, there are distractions or interruptions that prevent the students from focusing on areas or avenues which are really, really important during the learning process. Sometimes the classroom routines are too rigid or too lenient for the students. This further hampers the self learning. Sometimes the expectations on the students are too high or too low, and this often hinders them or this often restricts them to move forward. In other cases, the classroom teaching moves at a faster pace than the absorption of the students because every student has individual needs. So, an individualistic approach is required, which is not achievable when a conventional atmosphere of classroom teaching and learning is given.
Absolutely, ma'am. Moving forward, ma'am, do you think the teachers teaching a subject, is it an ideal form of learning?
Teacher teaching a subject is an ideal form. We cannot ignore the physical presence of the teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
But in today's scenario, it is not the only form of learning. It has to be corroborated with things like self-paced learning, right? So the reason being that sometimes the character, the dominance of the teacher hinders self-learning. And for this, the teachers can use various methods to enhance and make the learning successful.
Absolutely, ma'am. Lastly, ma'am, while you were just mentioning, making classroom, making teaching a success, and making classroom a fun and enjoyable place. So, how do you think an educator, somebody can create the classroom a fun and enjoyable place to learn?
See, making a classroom fun and enjoyable place depends how and what methods the teachers are using to make their teaching varied and colorful. The most important being the experiential method of learning, which is the most important feature which has been introduced in the NEP 2020. Experiential learning, the student learns with own experiences by interacting with the environment. Further, the teacher should base her learning on differentiation. Differentiation means according to the individual needs or differential needs of the students. For this, the teachers can break up their lessons into small modules, into small capsules. The sessions which are taken by the teacher in the class should be very, very interactive. In fact, the classroom should not look, I mean, the teaching should not always be done by a lecture method. It should be an interactive session with healthy discussions taken part by the students as well as the teachers. Another, the teaching should be related and the learning should also be correlated with real life situations. This is especially true of subjects which come under the humanities stream, where the students feel a little laborious because they are little subjective and elaborative subjects. Now, if we correlate subjects like pol science, economics, or geography, and many other subjects in this stream with real life situation, the children can understand with more easy perspective, especially when they are correlated with real life situations. Further, there is a need and there is also a great capacity of integrating our education, our curriculum with art and music. Another important feature of the NEP 2020, where art and music not only make a curriculum more active and colorful, but they also leave a deep impression in the minds of the student. Whatever we are teaching, it leaves a deep impression in the minds of the student, and the teaching learning process becomes quite easier. So these are the various methods that can be used.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Lastly, ma'am, technology, it plays a, very important role nowadays, especially in, when you are teaching and when students are learning. So do you think this also plays an important role in this self-paced learning model?
Yeah, of course, technology really plays a very important role, and the pandemic times have taught us this. It has made us tech savvy. It has The students have become tech savvy, the teachers have become tech savvy, and this has really showed that technology plays a very pivotal role. Students, they use different learning styles and they can study individually and collaboratively. Methods like online learning, methods like free open resources, personal teaching networks, video conferencing through the Skype, Google Meet, and various other tools. Plus, children also indulge in self publishing of articles, creating e portfolios. Now, this plays a long way, goes a long way in broadening the horizons of the children, expanding the horizons, the mental horizons of the children, and they get a global as well as a touch. They are connected with global events and they get global opportunities. So technology is playing and will play. In fact, when we talk of future proofing of institutions, we cannot ignore technology at all. So technology plays a very important role in self-paced learning.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Neeta ma'am, for being here today. It was, lovely having you here on board with us.
Thank you so much. God
Thank you so
bless.
much, ma'am. And for all the viewers watching us out, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you to the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.